Hello, good morning, and welcome to another Out of Spec Motoring road trip video. You join me in Bakersfield, California with my Tesla Model S, my friend Drew, Mamba Green Porsche Taycan, just someone charging, really nice. And we are heading from here in California over to Colorado, going to drop Drew off in Denver and then up to Fort Collins, going over the Rocky Mountains, all in the Tesla Model S Plaid. Now, if you haven't taken a look at the previous video, I drove this car out on my first road trip in this vehicle, and it was truly awesome, a really fun trip. Now we're hoping for the same result on the return, except we're not off to the best start. This is a 2022 Tesla Model S Plaid. Of course, we have the Martian MW05 wheels, and at this point, that's really the only modification we have on the car. But as soon as we get back, we have big brakes to go on and a few other things just to get it totally dialed in. We stayed at a hotel last night after attending a Tesla meetup yesterday. That was really awesome. It's called Tesla Takeover. If you're interested, you should definitely go next year. We had a great time meeting a lot of you guys, a lot of different YouTubers. It was really super awesome. And so we got some distance under us last night, just drove about 2 hours here to Bakersfield, and we said, okay, let's charge up in the morning at the Electrify America station right by our hotel, and that way we can make it to the next charger along the route without having to backtrack. There's 4 DC fast chargers here. I've had success using the CCS to Tesla adapter on this current software on this car just a couple days ago. No major issues, but as soon as we arrived here at the EA station, I hate to say it, but in typical fashion, again, not off to a great start. The Ioniq 5 over here is plugged into a unit that only can give it 68 kilowatts. This Porsche Taycan's plugged into a unit that's only giving it 66 kilowatts. The 350 kilowatt station over there is completely offline, not working. And the other station that we've plugged into right here won't even wake up and activate. So we can't actually charge, Drew. What the heck?
It's going to be a long trip.
It's going to be a long trip. So of course this car has the Supercharger network as access, which is great. So we're able to use that. But if we pulled up here dead in a CCS car, we wouldn't be able to actually charge here. So until these guys leave at least. And at 60 kilowatts, they're not going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah, not good.
Not good. So basically we're going to unplug, run through the Starbucks drive-thru, and then figure out our charging plan from there. But there's nothing we can do to charge right now, and these guys will be here a while. She is jamming in the Taycan. Volume to max. That's awesome. All right. Yeah, let's hit the road. Driving over to Starbucks right now with this silly yoke steering wheel. Really not a fan of this. Can't wait to get a round steering wheel on this vehicle. And yeah, what a disaster that charging station location is. We'll see. We're going to probably try EA through the mountains because that's actually faster than the Supercharger network there. And if you guys remember the race to Vegas we did, that was our key advantage to beating the Supercharger network, was the 350 kilowatt chargers through the mountains, which can deliver about 210 kilowatts on this particular car. Let's see if we scrape, hitting an angle. No scrapage, even in low suspension. That was good. So off to Starbucks we go, and then we're going to head to the Supercharger, which is not far away. It's just a little bit out of the way. You know, rather than just taking this road over, we just have to divert to the Supercharger. Is it a version 3? Thankfully it is. And then off we go. Baker, Mesquite, Cedar City it wants to go to. I don't know if I've been to that Supercharger. Okay, always stop in Beaver. And then we're going the same way we came out. Should be easy. 28 250 kilowatt stalls in Arvin, California. That's cool. They're doing advertising for new superchargers here at the Bakersfield Supercharger, brand new. What's funny, in the Tesla nav, it says Bakersfield Supercharger limited amenities. And we were like, what could that mean? And it literally means that. Pretty cool. So new rest stop going in here. Superchargers are already in, not even paved at the moment. They have bathrooms and a trailer. That's really nice of Tesla to do. So that's cool. I'd say you have all the amenities you need then. Bathroom, maybe get a little coffee machine, then you're good. Tons of version 3 superchargers here, Model Ys as far as the eye can see. and the Model S just plugged in over here. I pulled into the one closest to the road, so we spent the least amount of time on dirt. Again, the Model 3 we can tear up. This one, we'll see, but I'm trying to keep it a little bit nicer, at least while it's brand new. And let's take a look at our charging speed. So we are doing 250 kilowatts on the nose, 19%. What we're gonna do is charge up until the thing starts to taper at around 35 to 40%. We'll see if we can make it to the next version 3 charger and kind of cannonball hop it back to Colorado. But after we get this charged, it's time to cover some distance. And man, love the Supercharger network. You just roll up, plug in, works pretty much every time. Can't get better than that. Drew just went over to the restroom and said he needs a code. And when I click the Supercharger right here, it says 0629 and 251 kilowatts, still rocking it. That's what we like to see. Really cool location, beautiful backdrop. This rest stop's gonna be awesome. This is how charging should be. If only we had a little bit of cover, that would be even better. So in terms of our charging plan, we tapered at about 36% state of charge off of 250 kilowatts, and now it's just walking its way down. Pretty cool to know that we can go from 0 to 36% maxed out. It really takes not much time. But now, since we're not doing 250 kilowatts, we're looking at our next stop already as to where we want to go. And so the car wants to go all the way here to Baker, which is only a 150 kilowatt station. We stopped there on the way out. I'd prefer to stay at higher charging rates this time. So this one is a 250 kilowatt in Mojave, but it's pretty close. It's only 49 miles. We could easily make that. So let's take a look as to what's next along the way. And that would be this Barstow one, which is 250 kilowatts, 110 miles. I think that's going to be our move. Rather than trying to stretch it to a slower charger, we'll pull in a bit earlier and hit the faster charging. So we'll probably charge up to 55% or so, and then we'll head there to the Barstow charger. The car is pretty conservative. It thinks we'll get there at minus 16%. So we'll probably get there until this says 3 or 4%, and then head out and we can manage our charge along the drive. Check out this modified Model X we're charging it next to now. There's also a crazy modified Model Y over there. We're doing only 110 kilowatts at 66%. I really want to get the heck out of here, but yeah, the thing is, we should have, if we could stretch it to Mojave, we should have done that, but we needed to stop here. Since we're plugged in, let's just charge up enough to get to Barstow, but it's a big hill climb and a consistent hill climb the whole way out. That's why we have to charge up a little bit higher than we normally would. No wind today, just check the wind map, so it's all elevation that's going against us, and Tesla's trip planner takes into account wind now, which is really awesome. The problem with this car is, though, you can't pull up the energy graph like you can in Model 3 and Model Y, and it used to be hidden in software where I could say, pull up the energy graph. And then now it just says command not available. So it's not possible to get any more nerdy data in this car, which I think is a huge oversight, especially as most of the Model S and X guys, I think, are like the OG nerds like me. We want all the data. And if I go here to trips, you can see, you know, pretty much all, no crazy information in here in terms of what we're about to do. What I think we'll do is, we had our trip out here, 1,410 miles, 382 watt hour per mile. That's what we did since we left the house. Let's reset this for our trip back to Colorado. I'll keep the lifetime as lifetime, of course. We have 1,822 miles on this thing now. So reset trip A, and we'll keep an eye on this as well as the since last charge, so we can see individual legs and the whole trip in terms of data. But only 100 kilowatts at 66%. We really need to get out of here, but we just have to wait a couple more minutes. Oh, 5%? Okay, I think we should leave now. The car just popped up to a 6% projected arrival. The handle's red hot on this thing. Let's unplug and head out. And welcome to the Mojave Supercharger. We decided to take a quick little detour because we were driving down the road and we saw an entire airfield full of abandoned planes. And I remember I've watched a few YouTube videos on the graveyard for planes here. And so that's what we decided to take a look at. We're plugging in here at the version 3 Supercharger at 29% state of charge. There's one other car plugged into the version 3, and then everyone is over here, almost a full, it actually is a full version 2 Supercharger. Everyone's sharing power, only getting 70 kilowatts when they could come right over here and get 250. So there's no problem with sharing. Every car can take their maximum, and all of these people are just over here. Now, maybe they want to get lunch and they need slower charging and they want to waste more time, but I'm looking at people just sitting in their cars waiting. What the heck? It's crazy. So what we're going to do is charge up just until we taper, because we were predicting a 1% arrival to the Supercharger in Barstow, and that was fine for us. I was just managing our speed. But if we're going to go take a look at this gravel or this airplane field, we need a little bit more buffer. And we're like, okay, we're driving past here anyway. We'll just charge it until we taper off of 250 kilowatts, and then we'll head out to the next. This is pretty cool. That's a Tesla manufacturing car with some test equipment in the back of it. That's pretty sick. We are doing only 148 kilowatts, but Drew went in to use the restroom, so may as well sit here charging, get the juice while we can. Not the best optimized start of this trip, but that's okay. We're gonna go see some cool planes over here at the airplane graveyard viewpoint, so really looking forward to that. Drew has arrived with a case of water bottles, it looks like, so he's been doing shopping and we've charged up way too much. We're never gonna get home at this rate. And yeah, pretty interesting. So I'll have Drew unplug us and then we'll hit the road over to the graveyard. Well, you join us pulling into Baker. It's 111 degrees outside, toasty. Wow. Our car actually routed us here instead of Barstow because Barstow has 3 superchargers, all of which were full. And it said routing to a less busy supercharger. And I thought, okay, well, we could go over and charge on the Electrify America if this one's truly busy. It said there was a short wait just a minute ago, but wow, hot day, middle of the day, and all stations, including the EA, are full. This is crazy. Wow. Holy smokes, talk about energy being put in. We got 2 Nero electrics, a Kona electric, an ID4, 2 ID4s actually, and an e-tron GT, all charging over there at EA. The Tesla Supercharger, if you look over here, is pretty much slammed busy. I think we can take, yeah, there's a couple open spots here. I think we'll take this one. But either way, we're gonna have to share with someone. So it might actually be faster to go over to Electrify America and just get a guaranteed 150 kilowatts.
Right.
The problem is there's only one available. So then we would be blocking a CCS car from charging, even though we're capable of charging here.
Sure.
So if that was empty, I would go over there. If it empties out, we still might. But at least for now, it's officially full now. This guy's taking the last spot.
Wild.
all you hear are Tesla fans running at max. 110 degrees.
Thank God this is covered.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can hear me over the sound of Tesla fans all running at max. It's so hilarious. We've just plugged in. My guess is we're going to get 70 kilowatts. Gone are the days of having a shared priority on version 2s. Now when you plug 2 cars in, it force splits down to 70 to 72 kilowatts. And there we are, getting our force split 72 kilowatts. Just not great. As soon as the EA station opens up a little bit, if it does, I'll go over there and we'll get 150 kilowatts with our CCS adapter right there. So charging up here, this guy over here just unplugged. So we're up to 108 kilowatts, which is great. And yeah, I don't know why it's not doing more than that. Should be doing 150, but that's okay. We'll take what we can get. We're doing better than pretty much everyone else around us. So we got lucky that this guy was leaving. As soon as someone else comes, we'll dip down to 72 kilowatts. The car thinks we need 35 minutes to continue on our trip. That's such a long charging session. I hate this. Let's take a look as to where we're going. If we go north up, something like this, we'll go here, show all chargers. So there's a short wait here. There's a short wait here. Oh, here comes a Model X. So there is actually a line forming. Okay. And then there's all the Vegas chargers. Link, out of order. So 2B is out of order. 7's available, but that one's downtown Vegas, which is just a pain in the butt. And then Mesquite is next. So let's see how far it is to get there to Mesquite. Let's cancel all of this. They should just keep the Superchargers up on the map all the time. I don't know why they don't. And perhaps we'll stop at an EA, but it looks like a lot of CCS cars are road tripping too, and may not be the best option. Those might be full as well. But at least we have the Chatamo and CCS adapter for maximum road trip ability. 275 kilometers. Oh, I put it in kilometers, so we had a little bit more top speed on adaptive cruise control. The thing is, with autopilot, it goes 85 miles an hour maximum with the vision only car right now, which is terrible. It should do 90 like the radar cars. And so you don't get any more speed going into a lane centering by putting it in kilometers, but adaptive cruise control, you get an extra couple miles an hour more, and you can do 140 kilometers per hour. What am I trying to do? Display. Put this in miles. So it's 100. Oh, dang, that's a long charge. 171 miles to get over there. That's like an 80% charge here. Here comes Drew, got a sandwich. Still charging. Interesting. The Model X plugged in, we're still doing 102 kilowatts. So he must not be getting very much, or it's figuring itself out. I don't know. Here in Baker, it wants to, again, go all the way to Mesquite. Don't really want to do 171 miles on one charge. So here's what I'm thinking. We might just bite the bullet and go to, let's see. This one's 8 stall, 250 kilowatt. That's where we waited in line.
Right.
The Link is, we made a video about waiting in line at that charger, actually.
Yeah.
This is the Link, which is a version 3 supercharger undercover, and it's 78 miles. I'm thinking we do that on the way to Mesquite. I think it's worth waiting in a little bit of traffic to get really fast charging and then hopping along. Not worth doing the CCS chargers. I checked the EA app. They're all full as well. Mm-hmm. So we'll charge up just enough to make it over here to Vegas, and we'll find a version 3 charger somewhere in Vegas to get us out of this crazy congested Tesla area. As soon as we get deeper into Utah, I don't think we'll have any issues at all with traffic. But yeah. Welcome to EV ownership on a Sunday. Got to battle traffic. So we are charged up, doing 80 kilowatts right now. 89 miles to Las Vegas, 6% arrival. That'll give us just a little bit extra buffer if we need to drive around. If the Link gets full, there's 6 available of 24 spots right now. I'm sorry, there's 0 available.
Never mind.
Never mind. Anyway, we are committing to Las Vegas. We're going to find a charger there. It doesn't make sense for us to sit here at 80 kilowatts charging enough to get to Mesquite. We're going to have to stop in Vegas, either at Electrify America, EV Go, ChargePoint, or a Tesla Supercharger. But let's get out of here and go. The fans are rocking. Handles red hot. And off we go to Vegas. And welcome to Las Vegas, Nevada. We've stopped at an Electrify America station because all of the Superchargers are taken. There's only 4 in the entire city out of all of the spots, and it's all the way on the east side. So we said, okay, we're not gonna wait in a line to charge. We'll come over here to EA, which is already busy. There's an ID4, an EQS, an i3, a Mach-E GT Performance, and now our Model S DC fast charging. This screen is completely blank. It doesn't work at all, but it's a 350 kilowatt unit and it's charging up the car. So that's pretty freaking awesome. Let's take a look at our charging speeds inside. Here we are, 144 kilowatts, beats waiting, and we're at 9%. So let's see if we'll get any more. Right now we're doing 371 amps. So I hope the car can request a little bit more and the charger can give it, but it's hot out, 104 degrees. We saw a peak of 114 degrees on this drive, crazy. But we're doing a full 146 kilowatts, and hey, we'll take as much as this thing can give us. And now we're ramping up 170, 180, 190, 200 kilowatts almost. That's awesome. I'll take 200 kilowatts on this rather than waiting in a line. Take a look at the Superchargers. Busy. This one, 0 available. This one, hold on, let's see. 1 available, but it could be just people moving around. Short wait at that one. This one, 0 available. Long wait on that one, yikes. This one, 6 available. Okay, so that was 4. So basically, there's 6 spots available in all of Las Vegas right now. I saw another Supercharger over here. This one, 0 available. So I think it's a good thing we have our CCS adapter doing 178 kilowatts. Now doing 150. Don't know what's going on. Oh no, what the heck? That's not good. And it's hard to say if that's the car or the charger. I don't think it's the car. Can't be the car. The car loves charging at 250 kilowatts all the way through here. Anyway, we'll keep an eye on it and see what happens. So we peaked at around 200 kilowatts. Now we've been here for a few minutes and we're doing about 130. The Superchargers are all still completely filled up, unfortunately. Why are they not showing? There we go. And yeah, just not sure what's going on here. So we'll take 130. There's nothing we can do. The EA station is full. No one is waiting. And so, yeah, we're just going to charge up enough to make it to Mesquite, which I think is this way over here. Now, my guess is most of the traffic is between California and Vegas. Going east is probably much less traveled. So yeah, 4 available, totally fine there. St. George, always a rough one, but there's 2 of them. Yep, so I think this is where we need to get to. And let's take a look at how much juice we need to make it to Mesquite. This has been a really interesting trip, kind of difficult. Look at this. I think the charger is really limiting power. It could also be that the adapter is overheating. We really don't know until we play around a little bit more with this stuff. If it's the adapter, the charger, we know it's not the car. The car can handle it. And it says we need to stop at the Supercharger to get there. Let's remove charging stops, of course. Looks like we're going to hit some traffic as we get closer. And it says right now we'd get there at 0%. So I think what we'll do is we'll charge up till Drew gets back, and then we'll get out of here pretty quick and get to the fast charging. And now we're charged up. Another Tesla had the same idea, using the CCS adapter to go in. Drew, because the EA screen is dead, would you mind hitting stop charging and unlocking the charge port for me?
No problem.
Thanks so much. We sort of locked it at about 112 kilowatts. We're stopped, we're unlocked. We're gonna unplug, yes, and we're gonna go. It is 109 degrees Fahrenheit out here in Mesquite, And I've chosen this supercharger because the handle's in the shade. So we should be starting with the coldest. Yes, nice and somewhat cool to the touch handle here. Because it's a version 3 charger, you can park next to people. It's not like you need to worry about sharing and spacing yourself out. We should get max speeds here. This air conditioning's been amazing. Sat in some traffic, not sure why. They just closed the lane for no reason, I guess. But sat in traffic for 20 minutes or so. Charge up here for a bit. Going to the casino, got to use the restroom. Really good charging spot. I do like it here. So just juicing up, and then we will see what the plan is after using the restrooms. And we're charging at 143 kilowatts, and it'll ramp up to 250 pretty soon. Picked up some pizza inside here. So we just had some really terrible pizza. Actually, though, it was really bad. By the way, this was just Pepsi. It genuinely is just Pepsi. We were talking like the last clip. Yeah, I'm driving. Looked like a rum and coke. It's not. Pizza really bad, I would say. And charging not good because of thermals, but we stopped and had some lunch, so it's okay that the car took a little bit longer to charge. We have more than enough to hit the road, so we're running out, unplugging, and heading down. So here we are back out at the car. Oh crap, gotta put Bluetooth on. And we're over here. It says we have enough charge to continue our trip. Yeah, we're charged up pretty high, 85%. Thank you. Let's take a look if we navigate again now. How far it wants to go. It wants to go to Beaver, Utah. Let's see what we're going to get. 24%. We can definitely leave, and we should stop there because all the superchargers for the rest of the trip suck until Edwards. There are some EA stations along the way that we might skip Beaver to if we can make it here to Salina, because then there's a 200 kilowatt, what this car can take EA station. So that might be our best move. Let's unplug either way and head out. That was perfect charging stop. Charged up to roughly 85%, had lunch, and now we go. Welcome to Beaver, Utah at 14% state of charge. Let's get this thing charging. Pretty sure we used the same one on the way out, or at least a similar one on this side. Charge port open, this one in. Temperatures are nice and cool. And what are we down to? We're down to 78 degrees, no sun. Feels almost, dare I say, chilly from the last charging stop. Compared to 111, yeah. And the views off in the distance were insane, going through those canyons. Absolutely gorgeous. 2 black Model S's charging, and that's it. Everyone else is gone. The version 2 chargers over there all have covers on them like we've seen. The car wash is gone like we've seen on the way out. And yeah, so not sure what's going on there. We don't need to charge up too much, but this is the last version 3 supercharger we're going to see for a while on this trip. We have basically some older version 2s and Electrify America stations ahead We're basically going for whatever's going to give us the big power. We're doing 244 kilowatts as we should be. And yeah, nice install here and definitely needed. This place gets full really quick middle of the day. So let's charge up and then we'll figure out our plan later on. And a quick restroom break and a quick chat with some viewers. And we are charged up, I think, all the way over there to close to 50 or a little bit more percent. I say we head out, we head towards Salina, and we use that Electrify America DC fast charger to get us over to Green River. We will also use the Electrify America charger if we can get the 350 kilowatt working. If we can't, then we may as well just go to the Supercharger and get the free charging on this car, because I have referral miles that still go into it. And yeah, then we're off to the races. I think using EA for the next few charging stops, because after that there's only 120 kilowatt superchargers, whereas the EAs can produce at least 150 kilowatts, or on the 350 kilowatt stations at least 210-ish kilowatts. So I think this might be our last supercharger for a while if everything works just fine. Back over at the car, looking great. Time to head out. And we're going pretty low speed, so it says we'll arrive at 25% at the Salina charger, so I think we can rip it over there, and let's do just that. Unplugged and heading out as a Model 3 is rolling in. And a warm welcome to Salina, Utah, one of my favorite charging stops because we have the Loves. I'm a huge fan of Loves. We're at an Electrify America DC fast charger, one that can output the full power, I hope, because it's a newer Signet, and temperatures are good. We're initiating charging on the CCS adapter. It's still communicating. The car is blue right now, and come on, let's charge. Is it going to go green? There we go, charging up. It's nice. We're at about 25% state of charge or so. We're going to charge up enough with a little bit of buffer, because we're actually just booked a hotel in Green River, which is the next stop over. And there's no charging at the hotel, but it is the Holiday Inn Express. It's actually the nicest hotel for like a 500-mile radius. And it's a brand new one. It's super nice. I love Holiday Inns. We're doing 206 kilowatts. Hell yeah. The full 500 amps. Let's take a look. There we go. 495 amps being delivered. 208, 209 kilowatts going in. Let's shut off the climate really quick. See if that helps at all. There we go. 209. Pretty much maxed out. 210. Nice. That's what we've been looking for all trip. That is so much better than stopping in Richfield at that... what is it? You get 50 kilowatts at that one?
Maybe 70 or something. Yeah.
It's like a totally destroyed version 2 that's like on its last leg. And this, we're doing 210 kilowatts with the adapter. What a much better experience this is. And they even have a little windshield washer cleaner. So I'm going to clean up the windshield on this car and yep, charge up. 212 kilowatts right there. Nice. Hey, Drew, would you mind stopping the charging session? We've hit 60% state of charge, doing 120 kilowatts. So we hit stop and unlock. There we go. We can pull it out. I can separate the adapter. We'll have a 20% buffer at the hotel, so we can stay there overnight with the battery at a safe state of charge. Then we'll juice up in the morning and head out of town. In the summertime, you can arrive dead and stay overnight. In the wintertime, I would always recommend charging up before sleeping when you have a warm battery, but it's nice and warm out here now. And welcome to the Holiday Inn Express and Suites. This is one of the best hotel stops along this stretch of I-70. No car chargers yet, although I believe they're supposed to be installing some over in that corner. Maybe I'll ask about the progress when we check in. And getting windy out here. Time to go to bed though. And then in the morning, we're going to charge this thing up down the street. Good morning from Green River, Utah. Take a look at the views. Whoa, super sunny off in the distance. Really beautiful here. Drew is just about to pop out. We're going to jump in the car. It's at about 7:30 in the morning. We'll grab the CCS adapter, try the 350 kilowatt down the street. If that doesn't work, then we'll probably jump over to the Supercharger since we can get 150 kilowatts, same we could on the 150 kilowatt EA station. Except I got Supercharger miles to use, so we'll get the free juice in that case. So let's see what happens. No idea. You join us over at Green River Coffee, just down the street from our hotel. We're initiating charging. Cable cooling is kicked on. The car is charging. It is blinking green. Let's take a look at how fast the EA charger is bricked. It doesn't show us anything right now. In typical fashion, I guess. Man. What's funny is I was here the other day and couldn't get it to charge on this unit. This time, plug in, hit start, first go. We're rocking. Let's take a look at our speeds. See if this is a 500 amp capable charger. The answer is negativo, but it might ramp up there. We'll give it some time to see if it requests a little bit more than 150 kilowatts. Either way, we're doing the same, if not a bit better than the version 2 Supercharger down the street already. So we may as well stay here and charge. So we've been charging up, but I think there must be a limitation here because we're only getting about 160 kilowatts, which I believe is just 370 amp limitation, not 350 this time, 370. And then it's been going up as the pack voltage in the car has increased. This thing has gotten real dirty. Definitely going to have to bring it by Colton's shop at Clear Detailing in Windsor, Colorado. If you guys haven't seen the video where he completely fixed the paint from new on this car, you got to take a look at that. But I just think we need to get a reaction video when we drop off the car looking like this. I think he might actually have an aneurysm. So we'll charge up enough to make it over to Grand Junction, or if we're really feeling spicy, we could charge up enough to make it to Glenwood Springs, because in Grand Junction those chargers are way off the highway, but they also have a Starbucks, which would be a welcome morning stop. So we will have our own discussions and let you know what we decide to do. So we just checked the phone to see the charging status, and it actually stopped charging 4 minutes ago. And we're not totally sure why. The charger did not fault out. It just got the signal to end charging. So that's different than a fault. I'm not sure why it stopped charging. That's weird.
Yeah.
And we are all charged up where we need to be to make it all the way to Glenwood Springs. Doing the long stretch, we're at 84%. I think it's projecting a 7% arrival. Plenty in the buffer. Nice Ioniq 5 rolling up. Let's unplug and head out on the way to Glenwood Springs. And welcome to the Electrify America station in Glenwood Springs. We met one of our viewers, Mike, over here, who lives locally, which is awesome. We've plugged into the charger. If you remember a few weeks ago, every single station was down except for that one. Now it seems that they're almost all working. Here comes a bolt rolling up. And look at this. We were just doing 500 amps. We're down to 474 amps, but I saw a peak of over 200 kilowatts. And my guess is that these things are baking in the sun. The thermal sensors are probably quite hot on them, but it's not terrible. Either way, we're getting good power, way more than the 120 kilowatt supercharger over there. Forgive the noise of that thing, but it is pretty cool. Lifted Impreza. And cable coolant's ramping heavy on it. Does that mean charging power has gone up? It does not mean that. We're down to 130 kilowatts, 324 amps. My guess is that's all the charger and not the car. This Plaid seems to just love getting the juice. And we had it preconditioned to a supercharger, so it's all ready to rock and roll temperature-wise. Hard to say, but we're still doing better than what the supercharger would give us across the street. So there we go. We'll see what happens. Just pegged at 324 amps. Now, it really could be the adapter here. We're not totally sure. Haven't done enough testing with this to really know all the intricacies, but we're figuring everything out. Either way, this is the best way to do it. And take a look at Mike's car over here. Ioniq 5 limited all-wheel drive. Great spec to have. Cool guy. We have been charging up for just a few minutes, getting pretty bad speeds right now. 33 kilowatts. See that, Drew?
Ooh, yeah, it really dropped.
That usually happens when the cable temperature sensor goes bad, is my understanding, because it was giving us the full 500 for a short peak, then it sat at about 320 325 amps, and now we're down to pretty much nothing. So we have enough to make it to Edwards with 8%. We got some big hill climbs to do. That's a 250 kilowatt version 3 supercharger, and then we'll zap up there enough to get to Denver. That's, I think, the fastest way to go, because we're not going to make it anywhere at 34 kilowatts, and I've run into this issue at a number of Electrify America stations so far. Welcome to Edwards, Colorado. We are at 9% state of charge, so we'll be able to ride a pretty good charging curve, and this should be the last stop before we go over the big hill and downhill into Denver. The efficiency's been around 400 watt-hour per mile as we slowly make the climb, and then it'll be super low once we crest the summit and head down. Cable cooling's kicked on, instantly charging. Love this. There we go, juicing up. And we're already doing 130 kilowatts as it walks its way up to 250. So we're charging up here. We got everything connected, but we're only doing 130 kilowatts. What is going on? We navigated to this charger. That's what we were getting at the EA station. So it's very possible that it's a car issue that's not allowing us to go more than 130 kilowatts. We're definitely been plugged in long enough to let it all think about life and give us full speed. I'm thinking about unplugging and trying a different stall and seeing if that makes a difference. So I moved stalls and instantly shot right up to 253 kilowatts, now 252, 251. So I don't know what was going on with those chargers down there, but I moved to a different brick of version 3 superchargers and we're rocking, so it's all good. We are all charged up to go, but Drew's just running to get a quick snack. Not good planning. We're at 172 kilowatts at 44%. We only need just a little bit to get back to Denver, and then I gotta go all the way up to Fort Collins afterwards. dropped Drew off in Denver and we've arrived to the next supercharging station at 5%. This is the one local to us here in Loveland. Let's get it plugged in. The last charging stop of the trip, version 2 supercharger. We got our own cabinet, 2A and B, so we'll get max speeds here for sure. And just ran inside the hotel to use the restroom. They have a great, beautiful hotel here. What's funny is I'm at the supercharger all the time, but it's so close to my house, only about 15-20 minutes away. I never actually have been in this hotel, never needed to go. Anyway, thanks so much for watching this road trip video. I think we'll end it here. I'm off to get a haircut and I have like a million emails to respond to. So sorry if you're one of the few people who have emailed me and I haven't responded. Gonna be working on that for a little bit. Amazing trip, love the Plaid. It's a road tripper, it's crazy fast. It's honestly more efficient than I thought on the Martian Wheels. Again, we didn't go for like the efficiency spec, we went wide for performance, and even then we're like in the low 300 watt-hour per mile range on flat ground at highway speed. So I'm very impressed. And there you have it, another out-of-spec motoring road trip blasting from California to Colorado. And whatever the car is at, I don't know, but I got plenty to make it home by now. So I'll see you at the next one. Bye-bye.